Tank Mechanic Simulator, the game where renovating World War II tanks becomes its own form of ASMR. And in my last video we found a Tiger tank in a muddy field, and because so many of you asked me to finish restoring it, that's what we're going to do today. But as some of you already know, it wouldn't be me if something didn't go wrong along the way. So, let's get to it. Alrighty, so we are back. And I got this Panzer III in the at the end of the last video, and yeah, it definitely needs some work. But I have moved on to the paint room, where we can see our lovely de-rusted Tiger H1 here, ready to be painted. There's still a couple of more things I need to do on that, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be finishing up the Tiger, as well as replacing a lot of its missing parts, because it needs a whole new track. Like, it needs a lot. It needs a lot of things replaced, because there's a lot of things we can't actually, like, repair. So just working our way here, de-rusting that suspension arm. But I do think some of these wheels need to be replaced, because their condition's not great. There's something oddly satisfying about watching the rust disappear from things. So we got our breech in here as well that's also in need of de-rusting. I actually can't remember how you get inside, but I've just realized that this hatch also needs de-rusting down here. So I kind of skipped a step. I didn't remove all the rust before doing any of this stuff. Okay, now we're in. I kind of had to fall to get in. Although, to be honest, there are a lot of things in here that probably just need replacing. I don't think there's a point to de-rusting absolutely everything. Oh, I've discovered a problem. I can't get out. I can't get out. Help! Someone help! Okay, so I got myself unstuck, but I think what I really need to do over here is I need to move all of this outside. So the tank in here needs to go back outside for now. It's kind of removing everything right now. I'm also going to take the turret off because, yeah, all of that needs work too. And that allows me to go and have a look inside the hull, because I think there's a bunch of things that need fixing too in here. And there's, for some reason, live ammo in here. Why is that there? That should not be there. Alright, rust removal tool. Let's go back in there and let's get started. Alright, so now we're in the driver's seat and just looking around for anything to de-rust. There is an MG34 in here, and it's actually in really good condition. Yeah, the fact that there's weapons and ammo still in here is a little bit concerning. Alright, now we're inside of the turret. You can already see there's a bunch of things that I need to remove. That should not be clipping through like that. I don't think that's correct. Anyway, let's get in underneath the tank, because I think there's some more stuff here that needs de-rusting. Yep, like that. Although, let's be honest, a lot of these wheels and stuff kind of look like they need work. Let's be honest, there's a lot of stuff here that's not in very good condition at all. Alright, looks like we got most of the rust and stuff off of the underside there. Alright, I'm just going to put my tool down over here, and hopefully I don't drop it. I need to remove, or at least open up, a bunch of these things. No, I didn't mean to disassemble that. I just want to open the hatch. Right, so we got the radiators, the fuel tanks, and I'm going to open the engine hatch. Yeah, the engine itself needs some work, so I'm going to pull the engine. Yeah, the engine definitely needs a lot of work. The condition of most of this stuff is pretty bad. Gotta say though, for a tank, this is a really small engine. Like, really small. Just for comparison, the size of the Leopard 2 engine is this entire area right here, just the engine. It's a lot bigger. I'm going to pick up the sandblaster now, and we're going to deal with all of the stuff that needs sanding now. Which is everything, really. That's looking pretty good. Oh, that roller bearing's still rusty. Okay, I'll deal with it later. Yeah, I think that's most things back down to metal. But, I mean, overall, it does seem like the engine's in pretty good shape, all things considered. We're just taking apart the engine right now, and I'm going to see if there's anything inside that needs replacing. It says the engine's in pretty good shape, mostly. I just don't know if it's complete. So that's a crankshaft down there. It's a very smooth looking crankshaft, actually. There's a lot of things, like after having worked on cars and stuff, that you kind of look at it and like, hang on, you can't actually do that. But it's okay. We don't question it. So that looks like most of the engine off. Take the filter off. Okay, so that is the block just sort of hanging there. And now we just need to put it back together. And that should be all of it. I think we're missing some parts, though. I have a feeling we're missing some parts. Yeah, we're missing one of these. One of these water outlets. But I want to check the condition of everything. Because, yeah, I mean, everything looks pretty good except for the filters here. So that's probably not gonna work super well for us if we don't replace those. So yeah, that condition 33%. Yeah, so we're gonna take that filter off. And we're gonna take the fuel pump off as well, because those need replacing. And we need a cooling pipe. So just having a look at this, all the parts that we need for this tank, there's not enough money to do all of that. So we won't be able to finish the entire tank just yet. And we're going to close these up. Right, so in the meantime, we still have a few things to sandblast over here in the turret. So I'm going to finish that up. Just sandblasting away. And there we go. So the turret itself, it does need a lot of parts though, the turret. And we don't have the money for it. So there's a little problem there. So we're going to find a way to get some money. Alright, so our job now is to renovate this M8 Greyhound. It's quite a bit to do, if I'm honest. First thing first, we gotta really, like, get rid of all of this rust and replace anything that's really badly damaged. But this should help pay for all the parts that we need for our Tiger. So we're gonna get on with that. Okay, so that's quite a bit to do. Also, while I was under here, I noticed these leaf springs. These are the same sort of leaf springs that you find on, like, pickup trucks. And I mean, it's an armored car, but it's just sort of surprising to me that it is that similar to what you'd find driving on the road. Okay, so I think it's time to start putting primer on the body, at least. We still need to reassemble the engine, still need to reassemble the turret, but we could start just doing this now. Make everything red. Because at least the chassis itself is complete. Like, that is actually a thing. Alright, everything's a nice little shade of red. Alright, and that is more or less enough for us to get paid, right? So, there we go. And that's plenty of money, actually. So, now it's time to get our Tiger back in here. And I'm gonna bring that back. And it's time to get our tank finished. So, let's buy all of our missing parts, and we're gonna get them in, let's get it in sandblasted condition. So that just saves me a little bit of time. I'm gonna buy everything here, and then let's just go straight to assembly mode and put everything on. Our gun mantlet. I'm just standing on the gun, just casually standing on the gun. Nobody really cares, right? You guys don't mind that I do that? Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm putting all the road wheels back on. Let's push those pins in. Yeah, track pins, you kind of want to hammer them, honestly. That's usually the only way to do that. I think that's it. Oh, we got the shovel to put on as well. It's just weird seeing, like, super rusty stuff like that on there. Now, we are missing some things. Our reduction gear and final drive and sprocket wheel. All of that going on. Wait. Primer mode. There we go. Time to prime everything. Which is basically paint everything red so that actual paint will stick to it. I mean, at the end of the day, when you really think about it, painting is just sandblasting, but in reverse. Yeah, I think that's all the external stuff. I think so. Now we just need to do internal stuff. Open the hatch and paint. Or maybe we don't need to do that. I do not know. But we probably do need to do primer on the inside. Where's my paint gun gone? Where did my paint gun go? Alright, just working on the inside now, so a few more things here to spray some primer on. There's a lot of things that you can't normally reach from the outside too, so this is all pretty good. Alright, and now everything is fully primed, and we get to do the fun part of figuring out what to paint it with. So there's a few options here. We'll see, it could be worse. At least it's not primer color anymore. But I kind of like the color. And I kind of hope you guys do too. Just kind of getting a base coat going, and we'll see what it turns into afterwards. Because I have absolutely no idea. And there it is. Our lovely finished Tiger 1. Or Tiger H, I should say. And it's honestly looking really, really good. There's a couple of parts missing, sure. But that's not the worst thing. And after all of you guys in the last video all begged me to finish the tank, here it is, the completed Tiger 1. And there's a little other thing that we can do. So now it's time to start filling up the tank with fluid. I probably shouldn't be doing this in the paint room. We are just filling up all of the fluids in the tank now. So we got our coolant. Alright, that one's full, and that one's full. Okay. And it's time to do fuel as well, because all the tanks are empty. Okay, apparently there is something missing from the engine. And I think I know what it is. Except I don't know if I can reach it. So, I need to very, very quickly pull the engine because we are missing something. This tiny little dipstick. Of all the things to slow us down. Right, now the engine is complete. And yeah, it is actually that important, but we just gotta make sure that we do it right. So, close. There we go. Right, start the engine. Is it gonna start? Yeah! It's alive! And you might be thinking, well, why did I go through all the trouble of doing that? Well, it's because I was going to go and take it for a test drive, but we don't actually have the test drive unlocked yet. So, if you want to see me test drive this tank, let me know down in the comments. And of course, don't forget to check out some of my other videos. My name is Panzer. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.